Oh, yeah.
Hey, Don.
Hey, how you doing, Rand?
Good to see you.
That way.
I'm the AV guy today.
We're making it. We're surviving.
You're at what? You're at Mercer Island?
No, I'm at home. Mercer Island. I don't get it.
That's what I thought I heard you say.
Oh no, making a living is what I said.
Good morning. We went to Mariners Friday and we Unreal. A couple of years ago. I used to belong.
I put my Rotary badge. I didn't want my hat, but
I better go. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Like, all right. They get to unload. No matter what it is. The doctor. That your role forever now? Have you been able to stand long with summer? No, he's actually. Whatever you like. Thank you so much. I do, I was pulling some, pulling something. Yes, I have some parts out there. It's gonna be on my video. 3 years ago, I said, couple weeks ago.
Morning, Ron.
I'm actually, my office is all right. So I just. But I he was like, really? Yeah. What's
Morning, Ron.
Well, I'm not speaking, I'm just gonna try to get around.
Now that I realize, now that you guys are together.
I have to say call to order, and it's written on here, so I probably should say it. Call to order. Call to order.
Right?
Hey, who's doing the, Chris, are you gonna lead us to the pledge of allegiance?
Yes.
I was giving him some instructions.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Everybody needs them, especially me.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the four-way test. The four-way test. First. Second. Third. Fourth. And fifth. Is it one? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Mr. President-elect. President-elect. All right, so our inspirational comments?
Yes, today's comment or quote is, whoops. Community. No, it wasn't whoops. Community is much more than belonging to something. It's about doing something together that makes belonging matter. That was very heartfelt. Be on a Friday night.
All right, any other guests other than mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I have Cara here. I mean, Eileen invited Cara, but I stole her, so she's Banner Bay.
Banner Bank.
Visiting for Banner Bay. Nice to meet everybody. I'm Cara. Hi. Moved to Banner, but I live in Lake Stevens. Yay! Yeah, there's no banner here specifically in the city, but I love my community. I've been here 15 years. My son just graduated from high school, and so I want to be a part and see what's going on.
Welcome. Welcome.
Nathan Turner.
Oh, of course.
You know Nathan?
Of course. I'm just so good at that before.
Oh, yeah. A long time. A long time. Thank you guys.
And we have John Vick. He's a friend of mine. He's a fellow agent. Farmers agent. Might as well be, so, oh, I'm sorry, hey, Joseph.
She's getting ready to go to inbound orientation for the exchange students that are here from other countries. So she's gonna help with that.
You guys help get them kind of lined out.
Oh, yeah. Or visiting. Visiting Terrans here, Bill and Diane, them have been through this.
How are y'all?
No, that's fun. It's a road. Thank you.
Really? Well, that's amazing. You should run the.
I did that.
That's what I'm saying, you probably done it. This is my first time. And our speaker is Chris, or? Yeah. Thought so. And then birthdays.
Last thing.
We've got, yeah, well, he's gonna try to buy 20 tickets. So we've got, Lauren Hole, his birthday is, September 4th. Awesome. And then Raquel, her birthday is also September 4th. And then Kyle Strain, September 5th. What's that?
39.
39?
That's good.
How much more? You count?
I'm not
You're not, okay, you're done. You're done.
done counting.
Yeah.
Always 20 miles.
Lauren is.
How old is Lauren?
99.
I mean, that's what I'm about to say, honestly, I mean, you think about that, think about everything that I'm gonna see, honestly, in 9, oh, no, it's crazy, okay, so. What do we have?
Yeah, I only got 17 years to catch up on
So, I'm trying to follow reports. We'll start with Lori.
Hi.
Hi, is that your report? Hi. Hi.
Did get my, Square working, so if you want to pay your dues by credit card, I am now up and running.
Secretary.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy, what? Something never came. Yeah, I know. Mary, you want to come on up? You don't have to give
I
us.
do. I'm prepared to come up. Yeah.
You do not have to give a speech.
No, I could if you needed me to. That's okay. That's what I do for a living.
Okay, you you already have received one of these probably, but here's your name tag, your badge. There's a map of Lake Stevens, just so that you need to know how to get
I
around.
figured out all the ways around the lake, and again, they're very slow. There's not one fast one, I've been looking.
My studio, okay, this right here got real soft, thank you.
Oh, see, that's empty.
The badge is secured, secure, there it is, everybody, right there.
The only thing I've got is a board meeting is in September. Sometime.
Okay. President-elect, my report. My report, Ron sent me a deal thanking me for doing this and how I'm gonna be such a huge inspiration for him this year as president. He originally sent it to me as a private message, but I thought the whole club needs to know it. Yeah, so that's my report. Club services, Eileen?
Yes, I have lots to report. First, I wanted to report on Joyce Bell. She's feeling much better after COVID. Dropped by a card and flowers. I did get a text back, and so she's still in the process, but she's better. So that is good. So if you have time to go by and see her, please do, because
When did you talk to her?
last week.
Well, I talked to her on Tuesday
Okay.
and it wasn't good.
Oh,
She has, what do you call it? Hospice.
yeah. What?
And she said that she thought that she was having kidney failure. And I said, do you know it for a fact? She said, no, I'm just trying to figure out what they're telling me. And so,
Because I saw her on Friday.
yeah,
I'm gonna go see her today. Is that what she's at home, but every time she goes to the doctor, they can't figure out what, or they're not telling her what's going on. So, or she's not remembering exactly. She's stubborn. So, I don't know if you know this. Anyway.
Never changed.
Yeah, so I think the hospice is, they're just not gonna do any more major things because they can't. Because of mortality.
When you see her, can you update me and find out how we can support her more?
I was thinking, maybe like a dinner. Or something. Okay.
And find out if she has food allergies or anything that she's different like. I think that. And if anybody else has if anybody else needs cheering up or a card or whatever, please reach out to me so I can make sure that I can. Please. Our auction committee met for the first time on Wednesday and it was amazing. So thank you all who could come. We had a pretty good crowd. So we have some updates. First of all, our special permits going in the mail today. Yay! So we'll get that taken care of. We've changed the theme for the event to Lake City Rotary Building Community Together. So I don't know where Rand is, but we need a new logo.
Sorry.
Oh, hey Rand, we need a new
Morning.
logo. When if you could just look that up, that would be great.
Shoot me a note, Eileen.
We'll do that, thank you. We need somebody,
So is it called Court and Gigs or not?
no,
What's it called?
no. It's gonna be called an auction, the Building Community Together auction.
Huh?
That's what the team decided, and it's more indicative of the work that we do within, not just this community, but all communities. And so that's what our committee decided, and we're gonna move forward on. I think it's really exciting. We, last year and the years prior, we purchased the big TV to auction. I don't know if that's something, the committee really didn't have a conversation about that TV, if we're going to actually purchase it. But I need somebody to take on the PowerPoint piece for that night. So if anybody has PowerPoint skills and would like to take that on and help, that would be fantastic. You need to think about it. I don't need an answer right now, but I will be reaching out. And then Bob Howe is working on securing potentially some entertainment for that evening. Which is, you got it?
You got it.
Wow.
You said yes, so. We got Lila, we got Lila.
Oh my gosh. So
You got
We got Lila.
we got one. So what we're doing is we're gonna provide a little bit of entertainment at the beginning of the event. We're increasing the ticket price because Lila's going to be there and we want to provide additional value. We're increasing the ticket prices to $100 per person. And part of it is our overhead, our big cost for putting on this event is the venue, the auctioneer, and then the food. So if we do $100 a person and we get 130, 140 people there, we'll have covered our costs. So that's really important. And then anything else that we raise can go to scholarships from the club, which I think is really important. With that $100 ticket, you will get 2 drink tickets. And the committee also agreed to increase the ticket price from, what was it? I think $5 to 10. So, but you can do 3 tickets for 25. So you get you get $5 off if you buy 3 tickets. Everybody calls it so far. I know it's a lot to absorb.
You're doing enough to have a total of 5 drinks and people?
Yeah. Exactly. And I know you guys are gonna be happy about the next one. We are no longer going to request, we as a committee, this is not coming from me, we as a committee have decided that we're no longer gonna ask the club to donate 2 bottles of wine and 2 bottles of beer and an item. We're asking you to donate 1 item at a minimum value of $75. So it should be a lot easier to manage. We don't have to worry about who's turned in what bottle of wine. We're just gonna do that. So we're gonna streamline it, and then provide a little bit higher quality items for the auction. And with those auction items, the team also agreed that we're gonna do a raffle
for, I think we agreed on 8 items, right, Bob? 8 items. So you can buy raffle tickets, $20, gives you 25 tickets. And we'll choose 8 items of the items that are donated. And there'll be little buckets, and you can put your tickets in whatever bucket you want. So $20 gives you 25 tickets. So that's pretty good return.
And then
Win.
you draw for the winner.
And then you draw each bucket for the winner for that item. So we're gonna do that. We have secured the auctioneer. I have requested the contract. I sent an email to Michelle Westford. I also need volunteers for, running the bar. Anybody? Amy?
I'll think about it.
That would be wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. We have, 6 cases of wine, of course, John shared that we have 6 cases of wine left over from last year.
sound about right? Yep.
And Steve Hobbs is reaching out to South San Michelle. And then I just need somebody to volunteer to get the beer, because I do not have. That would be wonderful. Rockstar. And then Lance is going to secure 2 of our, scholarship recipients to speak at the event. And we had a big dialogue. I think it's really important to have people who've received these scholarships, because this year we're raising funds specifically for scholarships, to speak about how it's impacted their lives and the benefit of the scholarships, especially for those who might be having a more difficult time finding financing to get into college. And I feel like having them there, it is so much more impactful. So thank you, Lance, for taking that on. We need 5 additional live auction items. So Raquel has generously.
No, I remember now.
Okay. She's going to do a cocktail party at her home for, I believe, 12. So that is exciting. So thank you for donating that. And then I believe Dawn and the team of the Progressive Boat Dinner, they're going to offer that again. So we just need 5 more items, and those are experiences. So if you have a timeshare or a property that is within driving distance within, I don't know, a day or so, that would like to donate that for our live auction, that would be great. Or if you have some unique experience, maybe it's fishing or whatever, please consider donating that, because we want the bar, raise the bar. I have confirmed with First Financial Northwest Bank that they are providing us 5 volunteers to check people in, check people out, and monitor and keep track of all the donations. I did inform them that we are going to feed them this year, which I think is important. So Cindy Ashton was very happy about that. Our save date, once we get that logo, we want to get the out probably the first week, probably next week. Excuse me. To let folks know that the event is coming. That's something that we really haven't done in the past. We've always kind of been a little bit fly by the seat of our pants. And I feel like being more strategic is important, so we can get more people there, so we can raise more money, so we can do more good things. We have the menu and the caterers secured. I'm waiting on Ruth to give us the contract. And November 9th is the date, and I'm working on the website right now. Thank you, Lori, for sending me the sponsorships, because I will add that today. And then I just need somebody to take on the centerpieces, like if we wanted to do flowers, you want to do, you're looking all happy and shiny with that, because you know, well, we're looking for a volunteer to take that on, so if you want to take that on, are you sure? Because you're already doing it.
I don't have to pay for it, do I?
No, well, no.
What are you
I'll
taking
do it.
on?
No, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, okay. And that's all I have.
So Rand has a question.
Yes.
I was just informed that November 9th is Amelia's birthday. So we'll have a big birthday party. Yeah.
Another thing too, I believe it's Veterans Day, so we also want to honor any veterans in the room as well. Maybe do carnations or something, to have copies or something to hand out to acknowledge their service, I think is important as well. But we did a lot accomplished. So I think it's nice. Does anybody have any questions, comments?
When will registration be open?
As soon as I get the website built, which will hopefully be in the next week.
Are you doing table?
So
like where you
where people pay for a table and.
500.
We haven't thought about that, but we can. It usually it's just been single ticket, but,
That would be my input, and that's really great to encourage people to bring folks in that are not in Rotary, right? And you get kind of committed, to the evening together and.
yeah, what we need to do is I need to input the sponsors because the sponsors, they get tickets as well. So I need to see how many seats are left after the sponsors because they do get a certain number of seats. And then I'll tell me how many tables we have left and then we can go from there. So.
Can you remind us of the name again?
It is, it's a building community together. So it'll be Rotary, Lake Stephen Rotary's Building Community Together auction. Rand, did you have a question?
No.
The mouse on the counter. Oh. Does anybody else have input, thoughts? Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Once.
Okay.
Twice.
All right, that's all we have. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, so foundation, Bob?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Okay. And then, international services, Chris?
Yeah, not too much there either. Everything's good.
Okay. Let's see if we can keep this one going. Membership account. Membership.
Everything's going good. We are actually, I think, having a lot of new faces and, which is super encouraging. So, you know, reach out to the people around you that you think might be good fit for our club and, reach out to me. But also,
Good. Fantastic.
we have a lot of
Okay,
fun.
what's that?
I said we have a lot of fun at welcome here.
So vocational, Kristen?
Excited for our new Interact advisor. I'm a little bit sad at the same time, but, she's currently out of country, but she will be back. And she has her first meeting the 11th of September, so I might go over out with her.
So you're passing the torch.
Okay, I'm no longer at the high school. I'm working job. I'm great for the district and.
What's the first meeting?
September.
Kristen is downplaying her new position. She will be phenomenal. She'll be supporting our teachers who support our multi-language learners. It's gonna be awesome. How'd it go? B plus, I'm sure.
And how about Kendra programs? Kendra, hello. Oh,
I'm here. Hi, good morning. Programs are looking good. We got the scouts coming next week, and there will actually be a scout is working on their communication merit badge. So the PowerPoint they'll be using will help that scout. The scout will be the one designing that, and so we'll help them earn their badge. So that's cool. And we have Steve Hobbs coming up in the month. I also, in October, we have a really good presentation on, I believe I believe you pronounce it the Hebron Academy, and it's an organization assisting with like Ukrainian orphans and stuff like that. So we got some good stuff coming up.
nice. And then Rand, public image?
Well, we'll be doing a logo. Other than that, we've got a couple of things on the radar screen. We had an exciting public image committee meeting this week. I let Gary and Don and those guys know about it. And we'll just be working on other projects later in the year. We'll be working on our sponsorship program and our website.
Holger doing that?
Huh?
Is Holger involved in that at all?
Yeah, she's doing different stuff. Yeah. She's doing the media, she's doing the media stuff.
Chris, are you gonna do our Sergeant of Arms activities?
I can do that. I think so. We'll have it drawn again. I don't want to pay for the record.
All right, we have 6, 2, 4, 7, 3, 4, 4.
All right, let's do it on. We need an audit.
Oh, well, you got 5 of them back.
It's a constellation for a while later. I guess. So where's the, oh,
It's over there, Chris.
yeah.
It's over by Tank.
Okay, we'll, kind of go right into Happy Bucks, I guess, and see who's happy today. Wait a minute, weren't you gonna find somebody? I am, I'm going there now. Are you getting there? I'm going there now. You were going to have a private conversation, isn't it? So, I'm gonna go around and find a few people, then we'll talk about Happy Bucks. If anybody thinks they need a self-fine, that's always encouraged. You know. And today we'll, have a fine here for Brian. You did a good job.
Of course I am. So why are you finding me then?
Because you didn't know where the donut shop was in downtown Lake State.
No, I knew where it was. I just figured I'm trying to look out for your health and my weight.
Everything's
So,
healthy there.
so I should actually get, it should be a positive. I should get something for that.
Well, then, donate Happy Bucks. You donate some bucks.
Oh, yeah,
and
that
we'll be
sorts of-
happy, all right.
Thank you, Chris.
I guess we'll start over here. We happy today?
I'm super happy. We've had, an amazing week. And it was started off by going to, Bob and Ann's party. The martini party was phenomenal. Anne put so much love and attention into everything,
So did Bob.
and Bob. So it was beautiful. It was, laid back. It was super fun, beautiful entertainers. Yeah, you guys did a phenomenal job. Well done. And your speech was top notch.
You wanna talk about your speed? Bob?
No.
So happy. guys.
Yesterday we did our annual, Ashley Point, run the, senior citizens around the lake trips that we do. Marcus Tadgett brings his pontoon boat. Then we had, Rich Bardo bring his pontoon boat out. We had about 20 folks from Ashley Point who run around the lake. Hear their stories or news stories or what it was like back in the day stories, and it's just great event. It's cool. You have enough bathroom stops around the lake? We don't give them water or anything. Water dry. Pretty fun.
Well, Rotary could probably come up with a pre-assigned bathroom.
Oh, okay, all right.
You can on and off the boat.
Yeah, not good.
And up the hill.
I'm happy, yeah, I've been gone most of the night, so nice to be back. I had 4 days with their, and the twins over at Ocean Shores, and then came back for a short week and then left with some friends and went to Hawaii. So I'm sorry I missed the fun martini party and other things. But great time.
General happy, with the party at Bob and Ann's, we had a great meeting, thanks to you, Eileen, for what used to be Perks and Gigs, and beautiful weekend.
Well, you got me over here at this table, Bob. I was happy at your party. It was awesome.
Thank you. Yes, I'm happy that it's over. It's a lot of work and we worried a lot about the rain, but we actually cooperated at the very last minute and didn't rain. But that was all the after you put all the. We spent days working on it, but, it went well. I mean, this was a 10th one I've done and this was the best, I think. I've got some money for Lori. We raised between $3,500 and $4,000. So, and yeah, so I'm happy. And the meeting for the former Parks and Cakes was, that's my kind of first sort of hands-on meeting with the group, and it was very collaborative and I thought it was very nice, very productive. So all that's great. So thank you, everyone. Got some happy bugs. We had a 4-day weekend with grandkids last weekend, 21 and 11. So they're 10 years apart, brother and sister. The great part about that is the 21-year-old was able to drive them from Spokane. They came over for a concert. We did a Mariners game and a Seahawks game. And my granddaughter wanted to get an autograph for her dad. So we bought her a 12-man jersey before we went to the game. I didn't know, we had fairly good seats on the lower level. We were on the visitor side. But she ended up getting Michael Bennett's autograph, you know, Seahawks. He was around 10 years ago or so, and he's the guy that rode the bicycle around the field. So she was really ecstatic and had a great time. Yeah.
Just happen to come on Friday, a lot of things to do. So hopefully, everybody else here will have a nice day also. God bless all of you.
I'll echo what everybody has said about Bob's event. It was, I mean, we were well covered. If it had poured rain, we would have been fine. The food was great, the alcohol was great, the Lila Ford was fantastic, and Rudy, Rudy wasn't it?
Yes.
But, his band, he was a runner-up at one time at The Voice as well, and he played about any song that anybody asked for. And Bob's comments, we can't repeat, won't repeat. Maybe a fourth one, and that was super. And then this week, we had a Sherwood board meeting. It was my first as president. And we have restructured the board process, and it's very collaborative. Tracy and I and the treasurer and the past president will kind of share duties. It was really a nice, had a great board meeting, I thought. Good participation, so that was a lot of fun. And I'm still in good graces with that, so I'm happy.
So last been fine,
Okay.
and fine for myself, although it was also happy. We couldn't attend, your event because my best friend from college who lives in Missoula, she and her family came over to visit, because their son had decided to go to Western Washington University, which is funny because our daughter is over at University of Montana in Missoula. So we're exchanging kids. It'll work out beautifully. My best friend and her husband walked out for Maya when she's over there, and we will do this one pretty long. So very cool. We're gonna have lots of happy bucks, right there. So school starts next week, everybody, and no, it's right, 10,000 children approximately will be, returning, to Lake Stephen School District. The staff returned, this week, and it was glorious. And I want to especially thank Gina and she's right there. She organized all of the professional development. She made sure that all of us were thinking and processing and planning for the success of each, not just for a few of the children, but for each. So I'm grateful to you and thank you. It went very, very well. We're excited for next week. And I got to go to my first city council meeting, and they're lovely people, lovely events. The city is doing very exciting work, and I'm just really glad to be part of it.
Are we happy today?
I'm very happy to be here finally, and amazing getting to know Dr. Templeton. Her speech was very inspiring. I hope to take on my new role with Dr. Gusto. That's really cool. We're having to start college in 2 weeks.
You're a guest, so you don't have to put it in, but you can sit here.
I'm super happy that Brian and I connected after being 10,000 communicate different ways. So I'm super happy to get to know Brian.
Awesome. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
We'll start over here now. Ron, why are we happy today? You look happy.
Super happy. I've had a great week off over in Eastern Washington. My house is full of family members. It's been a while since I've had a screaming baby in my house, but I got one of those, so that's why I'm outside right now and not inside. Sorry I missed what sounded like a great fundraiser meeting. Thanks to Eileen and the group for doing that. I'm excited for all the stuff that you guys are working on. Sorry I missed Bob and Ann's party. It sounded like it was an amazing time. I'll make sure I make next year. And thanks to Brian for stepping in for me. I think with all the amount of guests there, that it's probably me. So maybe you should just keep doing it.
He said, okay. How about Rand? I got
Hey,
you.
happy to be here, guys. Miss you. It's the height of our show season right now, so we're working 7 days a week type of a mode. I'm happy because Rotary International asked us to help with the production of Calgary next year. So that'll be our third international convention that we work on, and that must mean that we're doing something right.
Awesome, awesome, cool. All right, Kendra, anything from you? Are you happy today?
Just happy to be able to attend this meeting. I suppose I should find myself, I've missed a majority of the summer Rotary meetings, but it's all been for good things, having fun and yeah, so generally happy.
Awesome, all right. How about you today?
Happy to be here.
Good, all right, that's it.
That's it.
Nice. How about you guys? These people here used to be a member of this club and were very instrumental in everything and helping out and jumping in and doing whatever it takes to get our club out there. So I appreciate that. And it's kind of nice to see you guys.
I worked at every Aquafest.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't a member.
Right.
And it's like great that you've grown your auction, because Bill and I organized the very first one. You may not know that. And it was at the winery, probably isn't here anymore. It was a little winery on Hewitt, and that was the very first one. And I made me truffles that we sold. So we're really happy to be here.
Okay, so I'll find myself for coming here. And happy 5, okay. We came up here and with COVID. So that's why we didn't come last week, and we were gonna crash your party, but we couldn't, we didn't wanna expose everybody. Diane saw a grandchild that she hadn't met. I saw 2 grandchildren I hadn't met, so that was a lot of fun. We good friends behind me, Tracy something, and had breakfast with Gary last week. So it's good to be back up here, and there's a lot of members still here. So that's great. I think you're past president too, right?
Yeah.
I was, yeah. Yeah. Thanks.
Probably begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly.
It's not my fault.
There's a bottle of wine.
Wait a minute, Diane is a current member now down in Saddlebrook, and is a membership chair.
And our average age of our club is 80. You're almost catching up. I'm getting up, yeah.
I have happy hours, nice to have lots of guests here. And yes, I had 3 people with COVID last week. I have been negative. I got to work this week and it's been crazy. So I'm sorry to miss the party, but next year.
You're happy. This week has been eye-opening and phenomenal, and I've been up at really early. 3 days this week, so I've done 3 meetings like this week. It's just been a whole new world to me, and I love it, and the people are just amazing, so I'm really excited to be here, really happy I met Eileen, and she said she's gonna stop me, so I'm waiting for it. So, no, I'm just really happy to, have met all the people I've met this week and just see a whole new world of community, of people that love our community, so, thank you.
Yeah. Are we happy back here?
Happy 1 week to the wedding.
Tara, thank you for coming today. I just want to thank the committee for just being so transparent and awesome, and I'm really excited for this year. So thank you very, very much. And I'm off the rest of the day, so I'm happy about that. It's a nice little 3.5 day, 3.75 day weekend. And I love our Rotary. I do. You guys are amazing, and I heart you.
You heard us.
And Kendra said she would do the PowerPoint.
Thank you, Kendra.
So I am 10 happy bucks this week because it's going to be my birthday next Wednesday, but it's also my son Alex. Just turned 18, he'll be a senior this year, like junior high school, and he will also be graduating with his AA degree. So proud of him. Yeah, he's an amazing kid. However, younger kid, completely different. It's a little more stressful, getting him to school and all that good stuff. So, that will be a little bit more of a challenge. So keep us in good thoughts for that. And yeah, happy. I'm just happy. I concur with Eileen. This club is just so much fun and I appreciate it so much. And I'm so happy that I've gotten a chance to be with you.
You're happy today? You're good, President. Put it in later, no amounts too large. And Lori.
Well,
Treasury money?
I'd like to tell a little story on Bill.
Oh, here we go.
He wanted me to join and I was, thinking about it and stuff. But then Bill was the president at the time and he stopped me. He was just like, oh no, you're joining. I'm like, well, maybe no, you're joining now. Good job, Bill. Yeah, good job, Bill. Thank you, Bill.
You did it in front of your dad. He was.
It's Dad's 90th birthday. We're having a party at his house and that's when they, what's the right word? Inducted.
Yeah.
Walmart.
That's great. I'm happy because it's a great group as well. Eileen, quite the leader here, I think, in future reference, just thinking about that, but. She's come along, just amazing out, a lot of pad like I've never seen, so that's really cool. And then to the How guy over there, the marketing party was phenomenal again, and thanks for putting that together and the donation for the club and all that, it means a lot to everybody here, so. I really enjoyed it, so I can't speak for anybody else, but anyhow, it was great, so that's it. Mr. President-elect down the road.
Right, so now our speaker. Are you ready, Sam? I have no clue, but I'm sure the secretary does. Look at that. Get the experts, So, everybody knows he is with Creative Zone, so, I mean, I'm not.
No.
Can you email it to like students Rotary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a PDF, so that should, that's a long time.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning. He's from with the baby. Yeah, we got the call yesterday. It's like Rotary presentation tomorrow morning, so we did a rock, paper, scissors.
And did you win or lose?
I don't want to know.
Here.
I would say. Is there like a screen? Oh, yeah. On my.
Well, the trouble is like,
Oh,
Okay, sorry, guys.
Like I can get it on your browser. Right. That way, because I have a feeling I'm going to get it drag.
To stop, we're not sure.
Everything I have voted. So that's kind of the backwards bottom. Yeah, yeah. That was, I mean, in honestly. Email out. Do you make that one?
Okay, today, I've had to share it.
And a lot of stuff.
I just.
Well,
Yes.
All right, see, it's ready.
And we actually have a scholarship family here as well, who's gonna come in at some point, so that's who will be wondering, and I just gave them a text, say they can come in now if they like. So hi everyone, Smith, I'm from Creator Zone. Some of you might know my husband, Rotarian Chris Smith. Yeah, so I co-founded Creator Zone with Chris about a year ago we opened, so for those of you who haven't been in yet, Creator Zone, at Creator Zone, we believe in the early exposure to STEM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. We believe this is essential for fostering and fostering creativity and building self-confidence at any age. By providing access in a makerspace setting to materials mentors, we provide individuals a deep connection with their materials, their space, and their community. So here's a little timeline. In January 23, we acquired a building, which is super epic that we found that. It was the perfect space for what we wanted to do, 6,000 square feet. But the caveat was it was super run down. Like we were talking like ripped up first carpet, gold paint everywhere, like brown ceiling, leftover decorations from many years. So we tidied that building up. It was blood, sweat and tears to get that done. A lot of the community came together. A lot of members in this room were actually there helping us. So thank you for that. We got a donation from Sherwin-Williams. They provided all the paint. They had volunteers from local paint companies paint it up. So in the short time really of just a few months, we transformed this whole space into a usable facility. And that was all done by volunteering and bootstrapping for that. We got it enough to the point where we were able to put some fold-up tables. Thank you again, Rotary. I think we might still have one of these tables, by the way. And we managed to do our first fundraiser. And that's what really kicked it off. That enabled us to provide scholarships to families and allow anyone who came through the door, regardless of financial status, access to the equipment that we then started to build the space out with. The equipment we have in the space are 3D printers, laser cutters, Cricuts, sewing machines, sergers, a whole woodshop room. Thank you to Ace Hardware for providing that and the equipment there as well. And so this really became a community effort to provide more creative outlets and resources to everyone in the community, from youth all the way through to retirees. And so within the last year, the biggest thing that's developed for us is this network of skill sharing. So we rely quite heavily on the volunteers in our space and community to give back to those and share the things that they love. So example is a lot of our instructors are retired, but they have skills in woodworking or sewing or crocheting. A lot of them are stay-at-home moms who then have their evenings free and just need to get out of the house, but they're experts at painting, but they're not currently active in the workforce, but they're wanting to keep themselves active. So then that provides an interesting opportunity for the children who come from families who don't necessarily have those mentors and the parents aren't available to be around. So it led us to the next part of it, which was our community connections with the resource center in Lake Stevens. So this is how once we started to get donations and funding that we were allocating our scholarships to, because we got to the point where we had a lot of people coming through the door and we were initially giving scholarships to everyone we could, and then we're like, okay, we need to be a bit more strategic about this because we've got to run this to make it sustainable. So then we were very fortunate to get 14 youth through our doors this summer as part of our full scholarship programs at the summer camp. So there were STEM summer camps, there were art and science, there were robotics, there were fairy gardens one as well, which had a lot of crocheting and miniatures being built on the 3D printers and miniature painting. And the things that we saw were incredible, having some of these kids open up. And a lot of them, the parents have been
unsure about their neurodivergence. One of them, we were told, was nonverbal, but by the end of the week, he was talking. He'd see the science experiments, he'd see like just very simple things, like we were doing tie-dye painting with baking soda, and the kid was just in awe. And he was like, wow, look at this, and he was tugging on his brother. And these two were adopted kids as well. And so just the mother that came in was like, wow, we've never seen him like talk before outside of like our home. So just the impact that we've had and been able to see in such a short period of time has just been really heartwarming. So another reason why we are a nonprofit is so we can provide this STEM experience to children beyond those whose families have the financial means. A lot of STEM facilities like ours are down in Bellevue and Seattle Center, but expanding beyond that to more rural areas, there's not a lot out there. And the access to try to have to drive an hour and then an hour back and then the time there, A, a lot of families just don't have the time, and B, it's at least like $80 to get into those places sometimes. And that's for one visit. Our model at the moment is $30 per kid, and then for the whole month. So we really provide the access that we try to get as affordable as possible, while still having that mentorship happening. Again, with the help of volunteers and donations of the community, we're able to make this happen. So our model is community driven, as explained. The early exposure is really key. So we try to keep the technology in the space updated. We use modern software, we use modern equipment, and so that it's relevant to what the kids would learn if they were to go into a job immediately, or keep up with how it's evolving, because they spend a lot of time and effort learning on the equipment, that it kind of sucks if they realize that they're on a like retired version of that and they go out to do something and they're already behind and disadvantaged again because they never had access to the computer. In our robotics class, we had 19 kids for our robotics camp. And in that, a lot of the kids, we talked at the start of class about, what do you want to learn? Like, what do you want to get out of this week? A lot of them were like, I want to code, I want to do this, I want to do that. We sat them down on the computers. I'd say about 8 of them didn't know how to use a mouse. And they were 10 years old. And so they were like, oh, do you have a computer? And they're like, no, I've never used like a big computer before. They're like, I have a phone, or I use my mom's tablet or something. But they're like, I've never used a mouse. And so we realized we had to scale it back a little bit for that course and teach basic digital literacy to a lot of the youth that we were getting through, and like how to exit a browser, like don't push the pop-ups, things like that, and just educating on early exposure to digital literacy. So increasing digital literacy is one of our core values in the space. Any way that we can sort of just pop in there like, oh, and this is like how to do this, and this is how to close this window, or this is how you safely use this equipment. We really put an emphasis on making sure that we're baselining and just very casually not excluding anyone or not making them feel like they should know this stuff already. So it's a really inclusive environment, and that's part of our holistic approach, and open-mindedness, that no matter what age the child is, it doesn't matter where they're starting with their skill level. And we found a lot of the people that were attending our robotics that were slightly older, they had missed the boat, so to speak, on getting that experience sooner in the education. And we were really pleased that we could fill that gap. So here's some reach over the past 12 months. We had over 3,000 people come through our doors already. A lot of these were from our community events that we would run. So that would be big crafting events. We'd open up Saturdays and do by donation only drop-ins. And a lot of our classes in the evening. So although we do focus on youth, it is open to adults in the evening to upskill and learn the equipment in the space, craft, get out of their houses, especially when it gets really dark in the winter months. We have a community growing, and we are hopefully contributing to the overall wellness, which then it does support the children. So parents looking for something more for their children to do. We have people traveling from Juville, we have people from Marysville, we have people coming from all sorts of surrounding areas. Our public events have been at capacity. We were running off of a donation, initially running off of a donation for craft supplies. So any craft supplies that we got, we'd sit down with the team, we'd figure out what crafts we were going to do for that day, we put them all together. Our first two, we did a 5-day Christmas event. On day 2, we were completely out of everything. So we were friends from Walmart, we go to Dollar Tree, and we just got as much as we could. And it grew and it grew and it grew. The first day we had about 20 people through, the next day about 30, 40. The third day it was 100 people, we had people out the door wanting to do crafts. We didn't turn anyone away. We did run really low on some things and we're just like improvising and whatnot. So ideally the experience was still there, they still made stuff, but our team was scrambling a little bit because of the growth that we had anticipated people coming, but to that extent we were really blown away and excited about it. So then that sort of kicked us off to grow our children's programs in the new year. So the impact that we've had, as I mentioned at the start, we have had nonverbal kids that don't typically speak outside of the home, talking to us in Art and Science Week. We've had kids from foster families through there. So we've seen them with different caregivers. We've seen them come through and with different people all the time over the last year, but we've been there consistent. And that, again, is really heartwarming to see that the kids are the ones asking to come back and the kids are the ones who are bringing their support network through. We've also had ADHD kids apply themselves on open-ended STEM challenges. So we had one boy who, his mother enrolled him in 1 week and she was like, I don't know how this is going to go. He hasn't lasted at any other camp. He stayed with us the full 8 weeks. He kept re-enrolling and re-enrolling. She's like, wow, this place is just working for him. Traditional, like, summer camps, he's felt very, like, panicky. And, like, I did see him at a couple points and I like, we'd be able to calm him down. But the freedom to be able to have open-ended play works really well for some kids. And we do things like, instead of giving them the instructions, we give them the materials, like the propellers, we give them wheels, we give them little engines, we give them all the components to make a car or a plane or a boat or something, whatever they want, and they put it all together themselves. And that challenges creativity and loosening up the grip of that's worked really well for some kids who feel like there's a lot of pressure on them to make exactly what their friends are making. So just giving them the freedom to really explore their own creativity. Over the summer, we also have introduced a job readiness program for high school students and college students. So what we hired people who initially came on as volunteers to get their credits for college or school, and then they would transition, if they were enjoying it, to an actual job, internship job, where we would help train them and get the experience they needed to then get other jobs when they go off to college. So some really amazing kids through there. They were studying, now some of them have gone to Colorado to study occupational therapy with kids. We had one girl who was wanting to be a forensic scientist. And so just being able to provide them that gap, because sometimes it's really hard to get your first job and in a relevant field. So, and then being in Lake Stevens, a lot of the times the parents couldn't drive them places. So we were walking distance, just being across communities. A lot of these kids were coming from Frontier Village and the surrounding areas. So they were able to access the building to have that experience, either getting their credits or getting their job experience over the summer. So again, the cross-generational skill sharing has been really, really powerful in the space. We have just some wonderful people who are just experts in their field and they're retired and they're wanting to give back in those skills, which is sometimes we're losing a little bit in preserving the art of sewing and the art of woodworking. Has been really cool that in addition to the technology and things, we can also teach kids that some of these crafts are still available too, that they can develop for social and emotional well-being. So increased mental health in families, we've also seen there's been families who were unemployed, but with the support of the network and mentoring in the environment, they were able to upskill enough and develop the confidence to get back on their feet and get some jobs and get a job. And they still come to the space, which is really awesome. So equitable learning experience. So regardless of background experience or financial status, our goal is to make sure, there's Chris, he made an appearance. We make sure that people can access the space, and that is through the scholarship programs, and donations as well. Cool, so scholarships, 14 scholarships, you mentioned that. So partnering with organizations, yeah, so outreach, we talked about that. Okay, I wonder, hey Katie, she's in the right place. I don't know if she's made it to the right place. Maybe she'll come in at the end. Okay, she said they had to go because her baby was crying. But oh well, maybe next time. Well, Katie, in Clementine, they've been a family. Katie's got 3 kids. Her husband was unemployed and they were really struggling, but they came to Creator Zone. They were a sponsored family. From the get-go, Katie's been actively contributing to grow who we are today and really helping us. And advising on that. Her children have had a safe place to come when things at home were a little rocky. And she's now, we've just seen the growth in her and her children as well. And now they both have jobs and they're able to, you know, she's always said that this is her third. So there's a concept that like you have your home, your work, and then you have a third. So she calls this place her third. And the children were part of our summer program as well. So they learned to sew and they were able to apply those skills. They pulled off their dusty sewing machine. And now when they're at home, they do that as well and they keep busy. So why do we think STEAM is important? We think that, oops, there's a little, that adapting, oh, can I move this? Maybe not. That's okay. We think that it's important to equip ourselves with this, especially with the evolution of technology and AI taking out a lot of basic roles that people have been studying for or training for. Having a place that sort of moves with this evolution of technology, we find it important, so we can stay up to date and have the flexibility to give back in the way that careers are looking for. Okay, let's see. Okay, community events. So we've been really fortunate that the community's been really, really welcoming of Creator Zone. We've grown pretty fast and it's been wonderful in a lot of ways and it's also been due to the community opening their arms to us, and we're forever grateful for that. We have made an effort to be out in the community at mobile community events. Whether that's back to school readiness events, which is from this photo here, the farmers markets. We've done some outdoor elementary science, so the PTAs have brought us into some of their PTA meetings and groups and organizations. So we do fun experiments and things, and food bank crafts. So that's been really awesome to sort of connect with the community. This helps us really understand what people need and seeing their reactions to what we're doing and how we can be better informed to serve the community. Yeah, so this is wrapping up. Thank you for listening today. Community support is really important, and so that we can all grow together. Every kind word we hear, every like or share on Facebook is just really, really important. And we're so thankful for everything that you've been doing as the Rotary and all the individuals in this room as well that we've connected with. If anyone is interested in seeing the space, just let me know and we can always give you a tour. Yeah, we're always love to show what we're up to. So thank you so much for today. And does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, so are you still short for crafting supplies? So I have an idea.
Yeah,
So
we always are.
I think that Rotary should do a craft supply drive.
Oh,
It's like, it's not that hard. And I know there's a lot of crafty lovely ladies in here. And maybe a couple of fellas. I don't want to leave you guys out. So if you have like a master list of what you need,
yeah.
can you send that to me? And
Oh, sure.
make that happen.
So that note, aren't you guys like kind of always accepting donations of any sort, like as we're going through our households and like Legos and what else?
Yes, we definitely accept Legos. We have a whole Lego station that we build out. We do a lot of we add the electronics to the Legos to animate them. Yeah, so yes, anything that's like relevant. It takes a while to sort, but yes, yeah. Thank you. Great, well, thank you.
It's so cool to see Creator Zone, when the building was like nothing, right? And to see where it's gone now. So if you haven't gotten a chance to go out and explore it and take a tour, you ought to. It's a super neat place. It's a super massive need, I think, in the community, and they fill that need very well. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Do you mind logging me out?
Well, Blue how Don does though.
Thank you, John.
Just hit the red stop share button.
Oh,
The red stuff.
A lot of
Thanks. Does anybody have
Oh,
anything for the greater good? Anything? Anybody? Anyone? You?
October, same day as MG Bowl.
Is that on our, is that on our?
On the calendar, yeah,
Yeah, it's on the cover.
October 4th, Friday. So if you want to donate, you can sign up right now, pick your favorite time slot of when you love to give blood.
Is there a better time than not? I mean,
Whatever your
Morning.
favorite is, now's your time to snag it.
all right, everybody go sign up, do blood, give 3 pints, they need it,
Give 3 pints.
Brian hides one, so that's the next one. All right, y'all have a great Friday.
Very nice.
Then
you drink 3 pints. Perfect. I'll replace that. It doesn't really work like that.